SAP modules, there is a technical module and the functional module. So in technical, we have ABAP and basis. ABAP is more towards the programming and basis is the administration part. This ABAP is the programming. So in functional, we have various modules like PP, MM, QM, then FICO. So there are various modules in this. So today we will be discussing on the basis administration part. So in basis, actually what basis person does. Okay. So means what are the responsibilities? So like, for example, SAP installation. Then is the SAP configuration. And the third is the SAP troubleshooting. So now you will ask me, SAP installations means what? Like what it will cover up. So all the installation which, like say for example, I'm working for IBM as an SAP basis consultant. So I'm working for one of the projects. So I will get a request saying that we need to install, say SAP product. For example, we need to install SAP NetWeaver. So the latest release is 7.5. Okay. So this installation part will come to SAP basis consultant, and we need to do the installation. Then we need to do the troubleshooting. Okay, and we need to do the configuration part. So these are the like configurations. Say for example, in configuration, suppose say for example we need to we have three systems. Say for example, development, then quality, and production. So if we need to say for example, an ABAPer has developed a program in development system, and he need to transport the program from development system to quality and from quality to production. So this is done by the backend configuration is done by the basis consultant, which is called the transport management.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
So this is one of the example we can say. The backend configuration of transport management will be done by the basis consultant. And if say for example, if we are moving that changes from development to quality and from quality to production, and these changes we are unable to move, so the basis consultant is responsible to troubleshoot that. Okay, so this is the like we can say a basic of basis administration, like installation, configuration, and troubleshooting.
Aditya, just a quick question on that here. I would be jumping so to make it more interesting. So how about the security part? Sometimes I have seen in the project some of the security part also, the roles and authorizations also are handled by the technical people. Is it a part of basis, or roles and authorization is different from the basis?
Yeah, you can mute it. Yeah.
Sorry guys, can you please go on mute? It's
yeah, someone. Yeah.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me mute everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, I have muted everyone. So Aditya, you need to also unmute yourself. Let me ask. Yeah. You can, Aditya, you can unmute yourself now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So see, SAP security, like in big companies, we have a separate SAP security consultant. We don't mix SAP basis and security, but still like in our syllabus, we have kept one chapter on SAP security, some basic part of security.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this answers the question, right?
Yeah, right. I got it. So basically, it's like I got it. It's like FICO. So it's always called FICO. But when you go with the consultants, it's basically 99% are the FI consultant and CO are the separate thing. Although the overview of CO is covered in FICO also, but CO are the separate consultant controlling. They handle the controlling. So that way, security consultant. Even I have also seen that they are the technical consultant, but they work separately. They are specialized on the security part of it, and
Right.
the basis would be specialized on the installation, configurations, and the troubleshooting of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So as you see in the screen, like we have mentioned, what is the full form of BASIS, which is a business application software integrated solution. So integrated solution, what we will take one example on this integrated solution. Say, for example, we have different systems, say ECC, then we have BI. In the landscape, we have CRM system, we have PI, that is process integration. So the basis consultant is responsible for the integration also, like installation and integration between ECC and BI, BI and CRM, the ECC and PI. So all this integration is also done by the basis consultant.
Yeah, I remember with that when Aditya said that whenever we need to do the IDOC stuff and we need to create some logical systems to get connected the things, we approach to the basis team.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next slide. So as we already discussed in our notepad about the technical module and the functional module here. So the same thing I have mentioned in the slide, that is technical. We have programmer and ABAP, which is called ABAP consultant, who is responsible for the programming part in SAP, and a basis for administrator. And this both the ABAP consultant and basis consultant comes under the technical module. So we'll move on to this career in SAP basis. So definitely the career in SAP basis is like growing, and it is definitely like increasing, and it is required basically to support all the companies. So basis consultant, at least one like basis consultant is required to support the SAP system landscape. Now, who can do this course? Okay. Say for example, any graduate, any engineering graduate. Then graduates, for example, who has done BSc, who has done MSc, Bachelor in Computer Applications, MCA graduation. Even the desktop engineers can also do this SAP basis and get into the SAP software support. even the system and network administrators. Then is the database administrator. For example, if he's an Oracle DBA or a DB2 like administrator, so they can also get into SAP basis. The last is the ERP administrator, who is already handling the ERP software, who is managing ERP software, so they can also make career in SAP basis.
So
definitely,
Aditya, a very important question come up, and that was also in my mind also. So in the SAP basis, do the basis consultant need to do any kind of coding?
no, actually that is coding is done by ABAP consultant.
Okay, so the no coding is required, because no coding is required. So this is one question asked by Naveen. So I don't think that any in the prerequisite any kind of coding knowledge is required to learn SAP basis, right?
No.
Okay, that's good. And how about the network engineers, the people who was working into the network side of it? Can they also learn SAP basis?
Yes, definitely. Definitely they can learn and they can switch to like SAP software.
Okay.
So this is very important slide, like what basis team do. So if you see here in the slide, it is mentioned like planning and scheduling, then maintenance and operation, upgrades and migration, and also the SAP monitoring. So first point, we'll just discuss on SAP landscape monitoring. So SAP landscape monitoring means, like, say, for example, we need to, like when you come to the office and you need to check the systems, whether all the systems are operational. And many a times what happens now we automate the systems, like all the notification comes to our email address. This SAP landscape monitoring, in some places we need to manually monitor the system, but in some places it is automated. Like for small companies, like if it's a small company and you are supporting SAP systems, so there basically you need to manually monitor the system, whether the systems are up and running and all the users are able to access. So this is a very important a part of SAP basis, that is SAP landscape monitoring. Then is the planning for upgrades and migration. So here I will be showing you a live example how we can upgrade the kernel of SAP NetWeaver. So I will log into the system and I will just show you how we can do this task.
Yeah, Aditya, even if you can a little bit talk about what is NetWeaver and what is kernel, because there are a lot of people like me and another functional consultant. You know, I get this kernel word many times here in the projects, and NetWeaver I have some idea, but maybe many other people would not be having. So it would be good if you can just give what is NetWeaver, what is kernel, and then we can quickly see that how a basis consultant they upgrade these kernels.
Sure. So I will log into the server first. So this is a Windows server. And if you see here, there is a SAP management console from which we can access SAP and we can check the servers. So I will just double click this SAP management console. So if you can see here, there are 3 systems which are on this
Aditya, your voice is breaking.
First is BID. So this server is currently switched on, other 2 servers are off. If you can see here, there is a green icon which we
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
see, if you can see here the servers. Yeah, now the voice is okay. It's, still. Anyone just put it on chat? It's okay, right? Okay. So if you can see here, like as I discussed here, yeah, it's okay, right? Okay. So which I have switched on, and this is a SAP management console through which we will be accessing SAP. Okay, and SAP logon pad is nothing but we will be accessing this servers through this logon pad. So I will just log in into this server, into development server. So if I give this transaction, that is SICK, you can see here there is an error. It is showing which shows some red mark over here, and it is showing that the kernel is not supported. So before I proceed with the kernel upgrade, we will just discuss on what is SAP NetWeaver and what is kernel. Okay, so if you see here on the status, so this is a SAP NetWeaver product which is 7.0 enhancement pack 1. SAP NetWeaver is nothing but a product from SAP, okay, which is mainly the SAP BI servers. HP1. So SAP NetWeaver is one of the product of SAP, and most of the thing like SAP BI product is also installed on this server. So widely used for business intelligence, this server, and which is very important. And we'll discuss on what is SAP kernel. Okay, so kernel is nothing but the communication between SAP application and operating system. Okay, so this kernel files needs to be upgraded time to time as we like sometimes what happens, like we have some issues, or we need to solve the bug. So for that purpose we need to upgrade the kernel. Okay, so I will just show you. So before proceeding upgrading the kernel, first we need to look for the existing version of kernel. So what is the transaction for that? It is SM51. So I will give the transaction SM51 and I will check the existing version. So I can put the transaction over here. I think everybody can see it. /n SM51. SM51 is a transaction to see the existing version of kernel. So I will select this server. I will click on release notes. And I think everybody can see here. The release is 701 and the patch number is 32. Okay, so we will upgrade this patch number 32 to 137. Okay. So existing patch. Existing patch number is 32. And we will upgrade this to patch number 37. Okay. So we have checked the existing version, and now we will follow the upgrade steps. So before I proceed, I need to stop this server. So I will just stop the server. I will click on all tasks and click on stop. I need to provide the password over here. So this is the refresh button. So once the server is stopped, we'll stop the services also for this BID server. So now the server is stopped and it is gray out. To start, I'm going to run. I will go into services. So I will select this BID server. I will double click this. I will click on stop. I will also stop this OS collector service. Now there will be a question like why we stop this services and why we stop the server, because we will be upgrading the kernel. Upgrading the kernel means we will be overwriting the files with the new files. Okay. If we don't stop these services and this server, then it will not allow us to overwrite the files. So that's the reason we have stopped the server and we have stopped the services. Now we will take the backup of existing kernel. So where these files are located? These files are located at this. I will go into this folder, D drive, and go into USR, SAP. Go into BID. I will go into this instance. Delete this old file. Just a minute. So this is the exe which we will be overwriting. Means all these files will be overwrite with the patch number 137. So I will take the backup of this before I proceed with the upgrade. So from instance also and from sys folder also, I will take the backup of exe. I will right click, I will copy, and I will paste it over here itself. So why we take the backup? We take the backup if something goes wrong, we can restore the old files again. Okay, so that's the reason we take the backup. So now we have taken the backup. And what I did is in D drive in kernel folder, I have already copied this 137 patch. I have downloaded from support.sap.com. Okay, these files. So I will go into this script. So this is the script which I'll be executing, and this script is a best practice provided by SAP itself. So I haven't created this script, but this is script is nothing but this is a path where the kernel resides and how we will be extracting that. And SAP car is the EB files get extracted. Okay. So I will go into DOS prompt. I will go into D drive and I will open this script. I will open. I'll copy this path till this exe. Enter. And then I will now execute this command. Total command, I will just put it over here. And then I will click on enter. So if you see here there is an error now. Could not open the writing because this process may be running. Okay, so what we will do is we'll again go and we will disable also this so that the service should not start again. Okay, so I have disabled this now. I need to run this command again. So if you can see here, 830 files are extracted, right? I will open this path again. So this file we have executed, SAP exe will execute this second line also again, which is a database dependent file. So first is independent file and second is database dependent file. So I will put the second command also here, enter. So there are database dependent files. There are less files, which is 14 files. So now from instance folder exe we have overwritten, then we will go into sys folder and we will overwrite the exe from sys folder also. So I will go into this path I will select this again. The same way how we did for the instance folder, the same way we need to do for the sys folder also. So kernel upgrade is nothing but we are overwriting the existing exe files with the patch number 137. Okay, so
just a question in between, Aditya. So do we need to have some downtime for this upgrade?
yes, for development and quality, yes, we get a lot of time, but for production, we need a downtime. So we need to get a proper downtime for production, and we need to do this activity on weekends.
Okay, got it.
So I will select the second file, which is database dependent. So now all these files I have already extracted, and that exe file is now replaced with this patch number 137. So what I will do is now I will start the services. Start the OS collector. So sometimes what happens, like as I mentioned in my notepad, like SAP troubleshooting, okay, the basis consultant responsibility. So sometimes what happens, like I'm starting this service, BID service, and after kernel upgrade, this service is not getting started. So you need to troubleshoot that. So this is one part actually. Right. See, currently I'm not facing any issue, but sometimes what happens, like you have not done the correct procedure, okay, and the service is not starting, or sometimes the like procedure is correct, but still the service is not starting due to some bug in the files. Okay, so that can happen. So I have started this services. Now I will go into SAP management, and now I will start the BID server. So I will just refresh with this point. Sometimes what happens, like the services get started over here. Okay, but in SAP MMC, the server is not getting started. It goes into red. So we need to troubleshoot what exactly happened. So that's the reason what we do is we first do the kernel upgrade in development server, then we do in quality, and then the final is production server. So in development only we come to know if any issues are there, if any bug is there or any issues are there. Okay. So SAP started now. So I will just go and log in into this development server, and I will just check whether this kernel upgrade is done successfully or not with patch number 137. So I can use the transaction SM51, okay, to check the kernel version. I will click here, then release notes. So initially it was 32, now it is 137. So the kernel is upgraded successfully. And even we can check here by giving the transaction SICK, okay, SICK. So generally this transaction we give once we complete the installation, whether it is error free or not. So I will just give this SICK transaction. So here it says no errors reported. That means everything is working fine in this system. So this was the like procedure to do the kernel upgrade. So this was one of the example which I have taken. So in this, the same way, basically we need to plan for my even upgrades. Say for example, now this system is, if you go into status, this system is with SAP NetWeaver EHP1. 7.0, and I need to upgrade it to 7.5. So again, the SAP Basis Consultant is responsible to do this upgrade. So what are the tools which are used in this upgrade?
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Just a minute, I need to minimize this.
Aditya,
I will
sorry, we are
just
not
log
able
off.
to hear you.
Yeah, I will just log off. I'm just searching how I can minimize this server screen.
On the top, there is an icon in the middle. On the top, go on the top. There's a blue bar on the top. It has a icon to minimize.
For me, it is not visible. Just a minute.
Or maybe
Oh,
I
okay.
can see
Now,
it.
yeah, now it is visible. Yeah, now it is visible.
Maybe the zoom would be coming on top of it.
Yeah, zoom has. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So what we were discussing, like on upgrades. Say for example, SAP NetWeaver. I will just keep it short. SAP NetWeaver 7.0 EHP1. Okay, this is the existing release, and we need to upgrade it to SAP NW 7.5, which is the latest one. So yes, this will be done by the SAP Basis Consultant, and this SAP Basis Consultant will be responsible to upgrade this. So SAP Basis Consultant is play a very important role in this SAP software, wherein you are responsible for monitoring, you are responsible for upgrades, you are responsible for migration. Now you will ask me what is migration. So I will give one example on migration also here. Say for example, you have the current system of SAP NetWeaver 7.5. Okay, which has database, say MS SQL. And you need to migrate this database to, for example, HANA. So we need to plan. So SAP Basis Consultant is again responsible to plan this. So nowadays, like many of the companies are migrating their database to SAP HANA. Okay. So this is one of the example. Even we say, for example, this OS is with Windows, say 2016. So we need to migrate it to, say, for example, Linux. Okay, so this is a migration. So this is one of the example of migration. Say existing system is SAP NetWeaver 7.5. Okay, and you need to do the migration from like database to SAP HANA and operating system to Linux. So this is one of the example of migration. So SAP Basis play a very important role.
A quick question, Aditya. So
Yes.
the SAP can work on the Linux or the Windows. In both, it can work. The SAP S4 HANA, is it? The operating system can be anything.
Yes, operating system actually it supports multiple operating system. It support Linux, it support Windows, it support Unix. So multiple operating systems it supports.
Okay, got it. And you said that the database migration, a lot of companies are going to the HANA as a database. So there's also a question from Havari. on the chat that he's asking that what kind of HANA database would be covered in this training.
Oh, okay. See, HANA actually, HANA will not be covering much, but yes, we will be covering the monitoring part. The basic part we will be covering of SAP HANA. So the syllabus part, once I get into the syllabus, I can just show you the syllabus and I will just open that file of syllabus.
Okay, yeah.
But for SAP HANA, yes, if you want to learn SAP HANA, then SAP HANA actually it's a different course altogether.
Yeah, we have HANA 1.0, HANA 2.0 courses for HANA, which includes SQL and then a lot of analytics and the views generations. So that's a totally separate course. So we cannot combine HANA with this SAP basis. SAP basis is totally different. That's right.
Right. So we can include the monitoring part of SAP HANA in this, but not much on SAP HANA. But yes, to get into SAP basis, actually this course is first important, because at the back end, it may be any database, right? It may be SAP HANA, it may be DB2, it may be SQL.
Yeah, and there would be one very good question in the conversion. Now the question is coming from conversion ECC to SAP S4 HANA. In that, all the part of SUM, DMO to convert from ECC to S4 HANA would be run by basis consultants, right?
Right. But that will yes, as I told you, that it is a HANA administration course. That is a different course altogether. Yeah. So we will not be covering in this.
Okay. No, I'm talking about the running SUM or running DMO to move from ECC to SAP S4 HANA.
Yeah, but that is a totally come under migration part, right? DMO
migration,
and
completely under migration. Yes.
Completely under migration course. So it is again a separate migration course altogether.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
So I can open this syllabus and we can go through this syllabus if you want, or should I discuss this later?
As you wish. You go with your flow.
Okay. So as we discuss on this kernel upgrade, this was one of the example. Then I also discuss on how we can use for upgrades and migration. And even like SAP support, like in some companies, we like SAP basis consultant is responsible only for support rather than upgrades and migration. Okay. So what come under support is like SAP landscape monitoring, which we already discussed. Then there may be some ticketing tool to do the incidents. And sometimes we need to work on upgrade also in support. Actually, it depends on company to company. Sometimes the upgrade is given for the outside consultant. They give the upgrade part, and for SAP support team, they just do the SAP landscape monitoring, service incident, and troubleshooting. Troubleshooting and analysis also, we can say. So this all it covers into SAP support. So I think major part we have like covered under this what basis team do. Upgrade, migration, then maintenance and operation, and then landscape monitoring, and everything is done by the basis consultant. So I will just move on to the next slide, which is SAP Future. So SAP Future is definitely good in SAP, and it will remain for some time. And as SAP HANA is coming into the picture, so the scope is like already increased. Okay, so the future is great in SAP basis. Scope of work is also like as you see in the screen, like the SAP technology is going to stay in the market for at least the subsequent 30 years at the current state, and it is still growing. So definitely the scope of work in SAP is good. And our alumni means our students who are working with this big reputed companies like Accenture, Capgemini, Atos, then Tech Mahindra, Infrabit. So all these big names, actually these are only few names which I have taken. Even in Yash Technology, then Tieto. So all our students are working like currently into CMM level 5 and CM level 3. And if you see the next slide, which is the salary graph. So this salary graph is like, yes, again, it depends on in which company you are, in CMM level 3 or in CMM level 5. But the salary structure also, if you see for 3 to 5 years of experience, 6 to 8. For 6 to 10, it is 10 to 12. Again, it depends on which company you are. And nowadays, I have heard that with 3 to 5 years experience, also you get a package of 10 to 12. Okay, so definitely the packages are also good. Before this, I will just open the syllabus, what syllabus will be covered in SAP base.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
So it will be a 40 hours course. I think everybody can see this. So this will be a totally a hands-on training on which I'll be showing you how to install, how to do the configuration part, and how to do the troubleshooting. Like say example, I have shown you the kernel upgrade, and the same way you need to do it on the server itself. So this will be a totally hands-on training, which will be covering installation, then architecture details, then about the client administration, like creation of client copy, client export import, deletion of client. Then I have included one chapter of security also, okay, wherein a basic part of security will be covered, because in small companies or a medium-sized companies, sometimes what happens, they don't have a separate security consultant. So a basis consultant needs to do some part of security also. Then is the background job creation, then profiles, then STMS configuration, then is the patch management, then database management, S-Note implementation, printer administration, and even the overview of how to do the refresh, system copy, overview of solution manager, overview of upgrade and migration, overview of Java stack. So this syllabus will be a totally hands-on practical and plus some theory part. And you will not believe the people who has done this course, who can show the experience of around 1 to 2 years also by doing this hands-on training. So this is the beauty of this course. And many of our students who are already working in a medium size and CMM level 5 company by completing this course. So I think I have covered all this topic related to basis.